Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2024 and welcome back to the FlightFX Honda Jet. We're parked on the ramp here at Stewart in Alaska. This is actually a really cool little handcrafted airport in between these pretty significant mountains here. And we have a charter in our Honda Jet today from here at Stewart over to Haines. So we're heading kind of north, a little bit west, and we're looking at a flight time of around an hour. Interestingly enough, SimBrief has us at 16,000 feet, which is very low for the Honda Jet. And I don't know if that's to do with weather, but it does mean we will have some nice sightseeing along the way. So, very cool little airport here. And it is afternoon, but we shouldn't be running out of light because we've still got a good 3, probably 4 hours of light left. So that's the plan for today. Let's make our way back to the aircraft and then we can jump aboard and start prepping. It's been a little while since I've flown the Honda Jet, but I'm going to be using Beyond ATC for traffic. Not that there's any traffic here, but they'll be doing air traffic control. I don't think this airport is even towered, to be honest. Doesn't look like it. And also I will be using Active Skies doing the weather, and I'm flying on FSEconomy to make a bit of cash. Right, let's jump aboard. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Okay, first things first, we'll get our battery on. Let's start the FSEconomy flight. And that should set our fuel and stuff. So actually, let's do this first so that we can just check. We currently have only 160 pounds. Right, so that has done our fuel and our payload. Then we can come down here and let's just have a look. Main door, rear cargo, front cargo. We can show the 3D passengers. So we should have a few passengers in the back. Very nice. Okay, let's get the checklist up on this side. So, before start, battery, oxygen. I guess we need to push that on. That's set to normal. There's no test or anything we can do there. So we can tick that off. Pressurization set to normal. Okay, electrical on and normal. ELT set to normal. Nose wheel steering, normal. Landing gears down, alternate gear release handle, and parking brake. So alternate gear release and emergency brake. Thrust levers, cuts off. Speed brake, retracted. Ice protection, normal, and off. Fuel panel, oops, all set to normal. In fact, everything down there is set to normal. So trims, windshield heats, pneumatic, glass shield panel, and chime and avionics initialization is done. So we can check those, we can cancel that. Cool, those are all done. Passenger briefing complete. Rudder pedals adjusted. Seats and seatbelts. Now, somewhere, this is something I actually wanted to check last time. Seats and seatbelts, okay, there it is. So it's in Aircraft systems, system controls, interior lights. And we have seats and seatbelt signs, and those are on. Cool. Doors are now closed, parking brake is set, CAS messages, low oil pressure, left right fuel quantity low. Ooh, that's worrying because it's gone all the way back down. Okay. It's good that we checked that. So we are supposed to have 321 gallons on board. Some options. Okay, in kgs, that is around 860. So you need to is 840 and 890. So we'll keep that. So that's now done. Electrical, we have 25. And then we can go ahead and start up the engines, but we should do this. So let's run our pre-flight tests, and the plane will do its own checks. And then the other thing we'll need to do is set up the flight plan, so we can grab that from SimBrief. And there we go. So we're at November 339 Alpha Tango. Okay, so that is done. This is back to checklist. That's fine. Cool. This one's done. Weight and fuel. Speed bugs we can grab based on our current weight and set. So rotate at 114. V2 120. V1 is 110, I should have said. And those are set there. Perfect. Right, since this isn't towered, we can go ahead and start up, and then we will call Stewart Center, I think it is. Oh no, it won't be Stewart Center, it'll be something center. And it's 128,000. Okay, it's Vancouver Center, right. So we can then call them up and ask for takeoff clearance. So because there's no tower here, we can just go ahead and start up and then let them know when we're ready to start moving. Okay, today is an even number, so we can start the right engine first. I don't know if that's a real procedure, but I like to do that on most aircraft. Unless it specifically says to start always left and right or whatever. So start the right engine. We'll just pop this up. And the lights are automatic in the Honda Jet, which is pretty cool. Okay, temperature outside 10 degrees. We don't have external power. Right, let's do engine 1. Right, there comes engine 1, just watching that ITT coming up. The other one's stable at 675, so we're expecting it to end up pretty much similar. Right, now we can do our flight controls check. And let's just check the rudder. Very nice. We're gonna decapitate that lady when we taxi out, but in reality she wouldn't stand there. Right, let's call up Vancouver Center. We are November 339 Alpha Tango, and we are IFR from Stewart to Haines. Cuba Center, good afternoon. November 339 Alpha Tango on the ground at Stewart, looking for IFR clearance to Haines.
November 339 Alpha Tango, Vancouver Center, expect runway 36. Climb 6,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors VASPU. Squawk 5742.
Okay, expect runway 36, initial climb 6,000 feet, and then radar vectors to VASPU and squawk 5742, 339 Alpha Tango. Okay, so 5742.
November 339 Alpha Tango, read back correct. Start or taxi at pilot's discretion. Hold for release. Report holding short runway 36.
Report holding short runway 36, 9 Alpha Tango. Okay, flight plan is done. Navigation source is FMS. Okay, so that's set. Altimeter is supposed to be 1023. In fact, we're in Canada, so we should be... not Canada, we're in Alaska. Oh, what am I saying? We are in Canada now. We are flying into Alaska. 30.22. So there's a way in here where we can change this. There we go. 32.2. Perfect. Okay, that's set. Flaps. Set for takeoff. Speed brake retracted. Cabin signs are set. Parking brake released, and then we can taxi. Check the brakes. Check the nose wheel steering. Check the instruments. And we are going to be taking off in the opposite direction. So we're going to backtrack down that way that we're facing now. And then just maintain runway heading. Okay, so we can release the brakes. And it'll take a bit of thrust to get us moving. And they said taxi at pilot's discretion and report holding short 36. Those like tents under there, those orange things. Could be. Another little, oh, not much of an apron here. One parking, I guess. Okay, there's runway 36. We'll just quickly run through our takeoff checklist. Flaps, trims. To turn green, there we go. Speed brake, CAS. That's awkward. Okay, navigation, flight guidance. So that heading. We'll do vertical speed to start off with. Let's go for quite a bit of a climb here at 2000 so we can get out of this valley. We are taking off to the shorter side, but we should have plenty of altitude by the time we get to those mountains. Okay, takeoff data, takeoff briefing, radar, ice protection is not required. Let's enter November 339 Alpha Tango, ready to go, runway 36.
November 339 Alpha Tango, released for departure. Clearance void if not off by 045 Zulu. If not off by 045 Zulu, contact no later than 055 Zulu. Time now 026 Zulu. Frequency change approved.
Clear for departure, 339 Alpha Tango. Power set, S-speed's alive. 80 knots. 100 knots. V1 rotate. Gear up, flaps up. We are climbing like a rocket. Let's get the autopilot on to help us out. Your dampers on. And we're not doing vertical speed anymore. We are going to climb out at 200 knots. Okay, auto throttle coming on. Center, November 339 Alpha Tango, passing 3,500 feet, climbing 6,000.
November 339 Alpha Tango, Vancouver Center, radar contact, climb to flight level 190.
Climb to flight level 190, 339 Alpha Tango.
November 339 Alpha Tango, turn left, heading 265. Expect further clearance in about 25 miles.
Left heading 265, 9 Alpha Tango. I hope we can make that. Yeah, we should be okay. Okay, after takeoff, landing gear, yaw damper, flaps. Thrust levers, flight guidance, ice protection, cabin signs.
November 339 Alpha Tango, turn left, heading 200.
Left heading 200, 9 Alpha Tango. So much for 25 miles. Right, I just quickly flipped on the ice protection because we're -6 in the clouds. And the aircraft was saying possible icing. There's 10,000 feet already. Pressurization is working. And altimeters will set at 18,000, although we are cleared up to a flight level, so we can probably just do it now. Which just mean if they give us a level off now, we just need to set them back. Right, then... if I could now do this with the checklist over there, that's
November
cool.
339 Alpha Tango. Contact Anchorage Center 118.5.
118.5. 9 Alpha Tango. Good day. I might have been too quick to switch, so it picked it up straight away. Let's see.
November
Yeah, okay, there we
339
go.
Alpha Tango. Anchorage Center. November 339 Alpha Tango. Turn right, heading 270.
Right, heading 270, 339 Alpha Tango. Okay, what I want to do is go all the way down here and go to the correct checklist. Should give us a direct to Vaspu shortly. So much for the 16,000 feet. I just realized we've been cleared up to 19. So maybe that's 16. Oh, right. Initially 16 and then 430. That's going to take a while for us to climb to 430.
Anchorage Center. Expect radar vectors. Runway 11.
Leveling off at 19.
Runway 11, Alaska 7004.
Okay, Haines is totally visual. There's no instrument approaches or anything like that. We'll see if they give us further climb. Direct Vaspu 339 Alpha Tango. Okay, so that's done, and then we go nav mode. And we are now on course. We just need to be cleared higher. So I don't know why all the mountains are loading at like super low resolution textures. Okay, since we're up above the clouds, I think we can turn these off. And the CAS is all good. So according to SimBrief, we should climb to be at 430 at Zadzi. So I actually just want to leave it and see if they do clear us, maybe after we cross Vazpu or something like that. Anchorage sensor on 118.0. November 339 Info Tango. Good day.
Negative. Anchorage center on 118.0.
118.0. 339 Alpha Tango.
Negative. Anchorage center on 118.0.
Okay, ready.
Contact Anchorage Center 118.0, November 339 Alpha Tango.
Anchorage Center, good afternoon, November 339 Alpha Tango, flight level 190.
November 339 Alpha Tango, Anchorage Center, copy.
Okay, still, they don't want us to climb above 190. Hoping once we get to Vaspu and we climb on, or we get onto this track up here, maybe then they will allow us to climb further. Weather for Haines. 13 degrees, winds 100 at 6, and we have scattered clouds at 2,100, overcast at 8,000. So a bit of weather to deal with, but nothing crazy. However, we do have to go in visually. There are no instrument procedures at Haines. But the airfield elevation is only 29 feet. So overcast at 8,000, we're definitely below that. And scatter clouds at 2,100, we can go down to like 1,500. Okay, winds 100 at 6 will take 08, which means we're landing from the opposite direction. Right, there we are, turning onto that airway. Let's see if they give us a further clearance to climb up here. maybe they'll only give us the climb after Zadzi. Actually, I'm just going to ask if we can go to 4-1. November 339 Alpha Tango, request altitude change, flight level 410.
November 339 Alpha Tango, unable your flight is to the northwest and flight level 410 is an odd numbered flight level. Please pick an even altitude.
Aha. Right, okay, I've just realized. Flight level 400, please. November 339 Alpha Tango. Okay, so we're 16,000 feet to there, and then that's when we start heading. No, but that would also be.
Alpha Tango. Confirm new
Yeah, okay, no, I'm not sure. No.
400.
Affirmative 339 Alpha Tango.
November 339 Alpha Tango, roger.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I thought I figured out, but it would still be the same. Climb and maintain flight level 400, 339 Alpha Tango. Okay, yeah, so I'm not sure why we had 16,000.
Climb maintain flight level 400.
Climb and maintain flight level 400, 9 Alpha Tango. Okay, we're going up to 40,000 feet now. Just the one Alaska flight in the airspace with us.
6.1 Alaska 7004.
Five thousand feet. So the other Alaska flight got handed over, so they're not in our airspace anymore. So it's just us at the moment. Okay, it's currently 050 Zulu, and we're expecting to land at about 20 past 1. So 30 minutes to go. So this ETA is at the next waypoint, so just over a minute and a half to that next waypoint, and this landing time is at our destination airport, obviously. Alright, coming up to flight level 320. I'm gonna need to set up something here for VNAV. So if I go to procedures, there's gonna be, I suppose we can just have the visual. What do I put for minimums? Do we put in like 1500 to not go below that? I think that can work, and it would be Visual 08, that's correct. So let's load that. And then we should get some sort of VNAV. Okay, that's correct. So once we level off, yeah, I see there's no, oh, we would have to put in an altitude at a particular waypoint. So there's for final. We'll see once we level off if we actually get some calculations here. What if I put in 1500 here? Still nothing, but I think it's because we're climbing. Oh, but we have a top of descent there now. And we now have 13.6 at the next waypoint. So we're basically just going to hit 40,000 and then start descending. At this rate, we might not even reach 40. Right, 385. Yeah, we're coming up to our top of descent. Okay, we're gonna level off at 3.9. Center, November 339 Alpha Tango, ready for descent.
November 339 Alpha Tango, Haines Airport, landing runway 8.
Landing runway 8, 9 Alpha Tango. doesn't actually give us descent. And November 339 Alpha Tango, we are ready for descent.
November 339 Alpha Tango, you broke up. Say again altitude.
1,500 feet, 9 Alpha Tango. That's because we didn't reach our cruise.
November 339 Alpha Tango, you broke up. Say again altitude.
Let's see what options we get. Flight level 120, 9 Alpha Tango. Oh, right. That would probably be 12,000 feet because its transition is at 18.
November 339 Alpha Tango, unable 1 to 12,000 at this time.
Okay, I'm just going to start my descent myself. Okay, so target of 2.3, we're doing 2.5, which means we should catch up with that vertical profile. Can I arm that now? Yes, I can. Cool.
November 339 Alpha Tango, contact Anchorage Center 133.9er.
133.9, 9 Alpha Tango, good day. What if we just tell Anchorage we've been cleared to 1500? Oh right, I should dial that in. So that was 133.9. Anchorage Center, good afternoon. November 339 Alpha Tango, flight level 355, descending 1,500 feet.
November 339 Alpha Tango, Anchorage Center.
Right, let's see what they give us. We're continuing on this route. They'll probably give us vectors at some point. not quite catching up to our VNAV path, are we? Although our target is still lower than what we're doing, so we should eventually catch up. Expecting still to have overcast at 8,000 feet. We're still at 23 now. Okay, the METAR just updated, so temperature 12, winds now 90 at 7. Overcast at 8,000, but it doesn't say scattered at 21 anymore. But visibility is good. Okay, 21,000. Okay, 73 is correct. Engine anti-ice we may need to turn on when we go through the clouds. And we're about to set this now. QNH for Haines is 3022. Are we coming up to 18,000 feet? Let's set that now. And then we can tick that off. That's done. Seats and seat belts, passenger briefing, cabin signs, avionics, landing data. Let's come in here to speed bugs and get that. Turn them on. So VREF 105, V approach 110. Okay, looking at the VNAV, target of 2000, we're still at 25. So once again, we should catch up just now.
November 339 Alpha Tango. Contact anchorage center 133.2.
133.2 for November 339 Alpha Tango. Good day. Just give it some time for that message to be processed. Anchorage Center, good afternoon. November 339 Alpha Tango, passing 16,000 feet, descending 1,500.
November 339 Alpha Tango, Anchorage Center. November 339 Alpha Tango, altimeter 3022, expect a visual approach runway 8.
altimeter 3022 and expect the visual approach runway 8. November 339 Alpha Tango.
November 339 Alpha Tango, descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Altimeter 3022.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet, altimeter 3022. 9 Alpha Tango.
November 339 Alpha Tango, turn left, heading 315, vectors for the approach. Expect further clearance in about 51 miles.
So left heading 315, November 339 Alpha Tango. So this could get interesting with the terrain.
Negative, turn left, heading 315.
Turn left heading 315, 9 Alpha Tango. Because we sure as hell cannot descend to 5,000 feet over this. I'm going to need to slow this descent because we're going to have to get over this terrain. What I really would have preferred if they just let us go over the airport and turn there. That would have been a lot easier because we could have kept the descent going. Coming through 10,000 feet. See, it would have made more sense for her to bring us down to like 9,500 if she was going to take us over the mountains here. I mean, if we had no visual here, in theory, you would just do exactly what they said. Is descend at normal speed down to 5,000 feet and we would have been in those mountains. Also, I don't know why, again, look at how low res these are, and then as we get closer, my terrain level of detail is at 200, so can we descend any quicker? I don't really think so because of that last section there. maybe for this part, going through there and just hope that we get a turn before this stuff here or that there. About those clouds straight in front of us, and that maybe there's mountains behind there that I can't see. Although I do have the synthetic vision, which looks alright. I had 8,000 now, so this is where this overcast layer should be kicking in. Left heading 300, November 339 Alpha Tango. So actually, before I engage that, I just want to see where it's going to put us. Okay, that's alright, I think. And we kind of need to go around there. Going to be able to go over this at that point. Are we? Be able to go over it, but I'll have to slow down my descent even more. There's the 5,000 feet.
November 339 Alpha Tango, turn right, heading 030.
Right, heading 030, 9 Alpha Tango. This could be interesting as well, but it could also help us quite a bit. It's basically perfect. Right heading 300, descend and maintain 4,000, 9 Alpha Tango. Okay, that actually works nicely. Down to 4,000.
November 339 Alpha Tango, turn right, heading 090.
Right heading 090. 9 Alpha Tango.
Vertical track.
Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to start bringing the speed down.
Alpha Tango. Airport is at your 2 o'clock 15 miles. Report the field in sight.
Looking for the field, 9 Alpha Tango. I see, they haven't brought us low enough. So this cloud is going to be in the way. Okay, we'll go to 160 and we can get the first stage of flaps out. Nine Alpha Tango, request altitude change 1,500 feet. That's not gonna work. 2,000 feet, it's November 339 Alpha Tango. Let's see if that works. And I also just need to do this.
339 Alpha Tango, I didn't get that altitude. Say again altitude.
2,000, November 339 Alpha Tango.
Autopilot.
Say again altitude.
At this point, I'm just gonna leave beyond ATC because we would have just asked for lower, switched over to VFR, and stayed under these clouds.
November 339 Alpha Tango, I didn't get that altitude. Say again altitude.
And I don't know how to stop this now because every altitude I say she doesn't get, there's no way to cancel this. Cancel request, 9 Alpha Tango. Okay, gear coming down, but I think we're still going to be too high here.
339 Alpha Tango, you broke up. Say again altitude.
Okay, I'm ditching beyond ATC.
Minimums.
Okay, auto throttle is now off. Flap set for landing, gears down, 3 green.
Vertical track.
Okay, we're on profile, but we're a bit fast.
$400. $300.
Okay, we gotta be ready for that wind.
200. $100.
Okay, spoilers. just as we got a fuel level warning. Okay, spoilers retracted. Flaps coming up. Lights are automatic on this aircraft. Welcome to Haines. It's a little bit of a dodgy approach because of beyond ATC. But again, the kind of visual stuff is really not what beyond ATC is for. Okay, so we actually did all of this really quickly. Okay, cabin signs. Anti-ice we didn't end up using. Flaps up, trims. I was set to 0. Or close enough. Okay, very bumpy taxiway, wow. Okay, so we're gonna take a right-hand turn onto the apron up ahead. So fueling boxes over there. Oh, there are some marshals there, so maybe we park in front of them. That'll make life easier. Yeah, let's do that. So we just need to turn. Which way are they facing? They're facing away. Oh no, same direction as us. Yeah. So we can turn here somewhere, I guess. These look like other parkings, so I'm not sure where you're supposed to enter here. But we'll do it like so. No other aircraft here, so not really an issue, I guess. Okay, she's seen us. Oh, she wants me to go this way. That's interesting. Parking brake set. FSEconomy is done. Okay. Brakes, wheel chocks. Anti-ice is already off. External power we don't have. Thrust levers to cut off. Done. Cabin signs, oxygen supply. Parking brake, battery will... Sorry, parking brake will stay on. Battery we can switch off now. Let's just go in here and go to system, interior lights, and turn those off. And then we can switch the battery off. Oh, the one thing I didn't do was open the doors. But that's alright. And there we are. Welcome to Haines, Alaska. These people look different. They changed them in an update. I don't know, for some reason they just seem a bit more detailed, like hair. Got the mountain behind us. Right, another chilled flight in the Honda Jet. As I said, welcome to Haines, Alaska. And yeah, beyond ATC, got a little confused there with altitudes and stuff. To be fair, at the end, it's not really beyond ATC's fault. It's just that the weather was preventing us from seeing the airfield. But in reality, I think you could quite reasonably ask to go visual and fly lower down between the mountains without having issues like that, and you'd eventually be able to see the field like we did. So in the end, not a big deal. But anyway, that's going to bring us to the end of today's video. As always, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, you know what to do down below, and hopefully I see you in the next one.